Welcome to this Arnold Culliford knitwear tutorial on picking up the stitches down the edge of your Hexa Hap. This is part 2. Part 1 showed you how to work the intarsia twist for the Hexa Hap, and this will show you how to pick up the stitches. So I've worked a small swatch here. This is obviously not a full-size Hexa Hap. I've worked a small swatch and I've completed my first triangle. I've got one of the main colour triangle stitches left on the needle, and I'm now ready to pick up and knit stitches down the edge of the triangle according to the pattern instructions. So we're going to pick up the stitches using a crochet hook. We're going to use the main yarn and a crochet hook, and if you look carefully along the edge of the work, you'll be able to see the first knit stitch appears as a bump. Okay, so it's knit on the right side, and obviously we're looking at the purl side here, so it appears as a bump, and we're going to pick up one stitch right underneath there, and then the next stitch just above the next bump. The next stitch will be right underneath that bump, and the one after just below, and in that way we're going to pick up the stitches, one in each of the rows along the edge of the triangle. This should mean that you don't need to place markers at spacings along the edge to check that you've got the right number, because you will be picking up one naturally in every row. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our crochet hook and pass it from the side facing us through that top stitch right under the bump, and we're going to take the main yarn, wrap it round and pull through our loop, which will go onto our needle. So that's the first one picked up knitwise. The next stitch is, here's the next bump, it's just before that, and there's just one loop of yarn on the edge, and we go in just underneath that, and again we take the working yarn, we wrap it round and we pull it through the work and put it up onto the needle. So that's 2 knit stitches picked up. The next one is going to be immediately below that bump. Put the crochet hook through, wrap the wool around and pull it through and put it up onto the needle. That's 3. The 4th is just above the next bump. And the 5th is immediately, here's our bump again, immediately below it. Right, our next stitch needs to be picked up as a purl, so this time instead of going from the front to the back of the fabric with the crochet hook, we're going to bring the yarn to the front and we're going to put the crochet hook through the fabric the other way round. So we've just picked up one below the bump. This time we're going to go into that strand of yarn just above the next bump on the right side, wrap the yarn round, pull it through with the hook. Ooh. Awkward to do. There we go. And then the next one will be just below that next bump again, always in the same place, either just below or just above. So again, wrap the wool around and pull through with the hook. And you carry on in that way, and you should pick up exactly the right number of stitches, either immediately above the next bump or immediately below the next bump. 1 stitch for each row all the way along the edge, swapping between picking up knitwise front to back or purlwise back to front. I hope you found that useful. Why not check out our other tutorials on our YouTube channel and try something new today.